Welcome to Park Layne Elementary School, home of Tecumseh Locals kindergarten and first graders.
If your child is not yet registered for kindergarten, please contact the Park Layne office as soon as possible. Documents needed to register: original birth certificate, immunization or shot records, custody papers if applicable, parent photo identification, proof of residency, or an approved open enrollment application. Please note that if you are missing documents, you may register your child, but your child will not be fully registered and will not be assigned to a classroom until all documents are on file. Should you ever have any questions or need assistance, please know that our office staff, including Mrs. Heather Skaggs and Mrs. Tara Jackson, are here to help.
What does the start of the year look like? Students in grades 1 through 12 begin school on the first scheduled day.
For the 21-22 school year, that is Wednesday, August the 18th, 2021. Kindergarten students phase in to help with their transition to school. Kindergarten phase-in. The first part of the phase-in is called a group conference. Parents bring their students to school at a designated time with a small group of classmates. Teachers help students acclimate to the room and the building. Students and parents spend 60 to 90 minutes together at school. These group conferences will take place on August 18th and 19th, with AM and PM appointments on the 18th and an AM appointment on the 19th. Parents can request a day and time that fits their schedule. The second part of the phase-in brings in just half of the kindergarten students to school on each of the next 2 days. On Friday, August 20th, half of our kindergarten students will attend school, and on Monday, August 23rd, the other half of the kindergarten students will attend school. Your child will be assigned a day to attend, and you will be notified in the letter we send you in June. This schedule allows students to receive more attention from their teachers while learning routines and rules in a smaller setting. The third part of the phase-in brings all kindergarten students to school together on Tuesday, August the 24th. Please help your child learn routines by having your child follow their normal transportation plans and eating plans right from the first day, so that they can learn these routines and rules with everyone else. If they will typically eat breakfast at school, please have them eat breakfast at school right from the first day. During the COVID pandemic, both breakfast and lunch have been free for all students. At this time, we do not know if this will continue during the 21-22 school year. You can also find the breakfast and lunch menus online on the child nutrition portion of our website. Speaking of the website, check out the Park Layne portion of the website for lots of information and photos, including general information and summer office hours, and a building calendar through Google. You may even subscribe to our public calendar so all events are automatically added to your Google Calendar. You can also get a copy of the school supply list for your child. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel. We broadcast our morning announcements live on our YouTube channel each morning at 9:10 a.m. You can subscribe to our channel. We recognize students on their birthday and have student announcers each day that provide the lunch menu and weather. You will receive a notice when your child is on the news, so you can go to our YouTube channel and watch the recording. Let's learn a little bit about PACS and PBIS. We want to teach kids how to have great behavior in all parts of their lives. We use a program called the PACS Good Behavior Game at Park Layne Elementary. This is a well-researched and effective program meant to help students self-regulate their behavior. Students will be introduced to the parts of this program over the course of the first several weeks and months of the school year. Students will begin by creating a PACS vision for their classroom and go on to learn about PACS Quiet, PACS Hands and Feet, PACS Voices, and eventually will play the PACS game for a few minutes at a time, up to even 20 to 30 minutes at a time, as they learn to self-regulate their behavior. So Riley, can you tell us what it means to be a PACS leader at Park Layne Elementary?
They're good friends and they're kind.
So Brody, what are PACS voices? What are the kinds of PACS voices that we can use?
So this means a zero voice, but this would mean a 3-inch voice, and a 3-inch voice would be like, hey Liam, like that. And this is a 10-foot voice. You only use this outside. You never use it inside. You could use a 0-inch voice or a 3-inch voice inside.
What about a 3-foot voice? Could you use a 3-foot voice inside?
Yes, that would be like talking normal, like the administrator.
Brody, what about PACS hands and feet? What do they look like?
They look like this in the hallway or this, but you might not want to put them in your pocket, because if you trip on your shoelace or something, you could fall. But if your hands are out of your pocket, you could do like a push-up and push yourself back up. And PACS feet would be no kicking, and PACS feet would be like walking.
Speaking of those PACS hands and feet, let's see what it looks like in the hallway. There is so much for our new students to learn here at Park Layne, from the academics to the behavior. We like to take time to celebrate student accomplishments in both areas. We currently have a PBIS reward system that includes rewards every 4 to 6 weeks. Students work together to earn those rewards that include an ice cream sundae and extra recess, a picnic lunch with Miss Maggie from the New Carlisle Public Library telling stories, popcorn and movie, crazy dance party, minute to win it, and everyone's favorite Spodge Ball. Check out these photos from past PBS reward parties. Students can also earn hot tickets by doing the right thing. Each class selects a hot ticket winner each week, and those students are recognized on our announcements. Check out the sensory path located in the main lobby area at Park Layne Elementary. A sensory path is a great opportunity for students to integrate their brain and bodies and be ready for learning. When students need a quick break, teachers will often send them down to take a turn or two down the sensory path. Check out these students. Are you in need of childcare before or after school? If so, we've got your solution. Latchkey is offered at Park Layne Elementary and Donaldsville Elementary, before school beginning at 6:30 a.m. and after school until 6 p.m. Cost is just $10 to register and $3.50 per hour. There is a 10% discount for additional children in the same family. Students have time to do homework and play, and there's free time as well as organized games and activities. If you are interested in Latchkey, you may download the Latchkey guidelines and registration form on the Tecumseh website or sign up at Open House. Transportation. Parents complete transportation plans for their child during the online registration process. If you change these plans, please contact the school office in writing as soon as possible. You may email Mrs. Strader at carol.strader@tecumsehlocal.org. Please note that students must have the same plan all 5 days of the week. A student may have a different plan in the morning than the afternoon, but must have the same afternoon plan all 5 days of the week. Court-ordered custody is the only exception to this rule, and court paperwork must be provided. Students in the walk zone at New Carlisle Elementary, or who are parent drop-off at New Carlisle Elementary or Donaldsville Elementary, may not arrive before 8:30 a.m. Students will ride a bus from these elementaries to Park Layne. Buses depart at 8:36 a.m. Students arriving at Park Layne by car should arrive at 8:40 a.m. if eating breakfast, or at 8:55 a.m. if going straight to class. The tardy bell rings at 9:10 a.m. at all elementary buildings, but if you will be dropping your child off, Please plan to drop at 8:55 a.m. so that your child can enter class with the majority of their classmates and have time to unpack and check in prior to the 9:10 tardy bell. All kindergarten and first grade students will have a transportation tag that should stay attached to their book bag all year long. This allows us to check and double check students at dismissal time and for any staff member to help a child get to the right place, find their teacher, find their book bag after breakfast, and more. This transportation tag will be created based on the information you provide to us, so it's important that you inform us right away if your plans change. Here's a sample transportation tag. Tags include pictures that correspond to bus numbers to help our kindergartners who may not know their numbers yet. Help your child by showing them bus pictures and numbers. Please note that only students who come from New Carlisle Elementary or Donaldsville areas may have a transport bus, and only if they are parent pickup or drop-off or Latchkey at those buildings. If a student is attending Latchkey at Park Layne, their tag will look like this. If attending at Donaldsville, a transport bus will also be shown. We encourage parents to use our buses if possible. If you plan to pick your child up at Park Layne, their tag will look like this. If your child will be parent pickup at Donaldsville or New Carlisle, there will also be a transport bus listed. If you have an older student who will shuttle to Park Layne from Donaldsville or New Carlisle, you will wait and pick up all your children at about 3:45 when the shuttle buses arrive at Park Layne. Your child's tag will look like this. In regards to parent drop-off, when dropping students off for school, please pull to the curb and allow your child to exit the car on the curb side and walk to the front doors on their own. Staff members will be there to greet and direct students. If you choose to walk your child to the front door, you must park in a parking space and walk your child by the hand across the drive to the front doors. Please be considerate of others and never get out of your car on the curb. We want to keep things flowing. For safety reasons, parents are not permitted to walk their child to class. Please realize that if children can buckle and unbuckle themselves, this helps the process to go much smoother. Did you know that Ohio's children are required to use booster seats once they outgrow their child safety seats until they are 8 years old, unless they are at least 4 feet 9 inches tall? If you live in the walk zone and plan to walk up and get your child from school each day, you will pick your child up at the front doors. Anyone else picking a child up at Park Layne will pick up in the parent pickup car line. Each parent will be given 2 placards, green if you're picking up at 3:30 p.m. dismissal, or orange if picking up at 3:40 p.m. when these transport buses arrive with older students. The placard is to be placed in the front windshield when you arrive so that staff members know which student you are picking up. If someone else will be picking up one day, you may give them your placard to use. If you are a late parent pickup, please do not arrive before 3:40 p.m. We ask that you follow staff members' directions as to where to stop. We have parents pull up to allow as many cars on the curb as possible. This allows lots of cars to load at once, making the process quicker for parents. Once all cars are loaded, cars will be dismissed and the next set of cars will pull up. Our parent pickup process was designed for student safety. Again, we ask that students enter your vehicle on the curb side. If they must enter on the driveway side, we ask that parents get out and escort them to the door. With all of the logistics out of the way, let's move on to reading. You will be amazed as you watch your child learn and grow through their first 2 years of school. Most students enter knowing some letters and maybe even a few letter sounds, while a few may already be doing a little reading. Kindergartners will be reading simple texts by mid-year and more involved texts by the end of the year. First graders will be reading longer books and will be able to retell the story. Every child will bring home a baggy book each night. At first, you'll be reading to or with your child, but they will very soon be reading to you. Please make time for reading at home each night. In addition, your child will need to work on their letters and letter sounds and then on their sight words. We set high expectations for student learning and work to support students to reach these goals. In addition to whole class reading instruction, each student also receives an additional 20 to 40 minutes of reading instruction at their reading level each day. Students read leveled books, work on letters, sounds, sight words, phonics, vocabulary, comprehension, and writing in these small groups. Some students work with Title I reading staff, while other students stay in their own classroom or go to a neighboring teacher's class for this coaching group. Sight words are also very important. Kindergarten students are expected to know 40 sight words by the end of the school year. First grade students are expected to know 284 sight words by the end of the year. All of the sight words can be found on the Park Lane portion of the Tecumseh website under Reading Resources. When students reach the goal, they put their name on a star and hang it on the lobby windows. Check out these proud kiddos. Writing is another very important component of the early elementary years. Kindergarten students will learn how to write all of their upper and lowercase letters and will begin putting them together to first form words and then sentences. Students will begin writing in their first days of kindergarten. Students will begin by writing through pictures and will soon be adding labels and will move into writing stories. Kindergartners and first graders will write narratives, opinion, and nonfiction pieces. In mathematics, students in K-1 spend much time developing their number sense. This means really understanding numbers, comparing numbers, understanding place value, and more. Kindergarten students are expected to count to 100 and to recognize, count, and write numbers to 20. First grade students are expected to count, recognize, and write numbers to 120. Students will also learn many other math skills. Science and social studies topics are often covered by integrating these subject areas into reading and writing. In addition to our core subject areas, students also spend 40 minutes each day in one of our 5 specials area classes: art, library, music, physical education, and technology. Here you can see students in some of our specials area classes. Teachers will send home a schedule at the beginning of the year so you know which special class your child has each day. As you can see, anytime a student is working on an iPad or a computer, they must wear headphones. This is part of the school supply list for kindergarten and first grades. Please consider spending a little extra money on a pair that will likely last your student much longer. Please select a pair with a straight jack instead of an L-shaped jack, which will allow it to fit into all of our iPad cases. It's lunchtime. Students can either pack their lunch or buy a school lunch and have a choice of the main dish or an alternate selection. The alternate this year has been a hot dog. In addition to the main dish or alternate, students also get a vegetable and a fruit in addition to their milk. Lunch and breakfast menus are posted on the website and copies are sent home monthly. Each student is assigned a 4-digit lunch code that stays with them through high school. Most students learn this number in the first weeks of school. Students must input their number for breakfast and lunch on a pen pad. All students have a lunch ticket with their name, picture, and this number on it to use until they learn the number. Please stop by the cafeteria at open house and show your child how to find their lunch ticket. Tickets are organized by classes under their teacher's picture and also have a symbol to help them recognize their class. Please consider writing the number down and helping your child learn this number. We have several staff members available to help students as needed. But students are encouraged to try themselves first. They sure are proud of themselves when they get it. Mastering the opening of the milk carton is the hardest, but they get it. Of course, everybody loves recess, And kids will enjoy recess more if they're dressed appropriately for the weather. Please make sure that your child wears tennis shoes or other sturdy shoes that they can run and play in. Please no sandals, flip-flops, or high heels for school. Also, please realize that we do go outside as long as the wind chill is above 20 degrees. Communication is so important, and there are lots of ways to stay informed of things happening at Park Layne Elementary, including our daily morning announcements available on our YouTube channel. Call-arounds. Please make sure to keep your phone number updated so that you receive these calls. Digital newsletters, which are posted on the website and sent out through a text message. Our website has photos, lunch menus, happenings, and more. Google Calendar. You can subscribe to our public calendar or just view it on the website. We also send out text alerts through the Tecumseh app. Download on the App Store or through Google Play. Another great way to stay informed about the whole district is to like us on Facebook at Tecumseh Local Schools. Classroom teachers also work hard to open lines of communication. There are lots of ways to stay informed of things happening in your child's classroom, including classroom newsletters, remind text messages from your classroom teacher, student agenda or homework sheet, notes, phone calls, email, and of course, parent-teacher conferences. Other things to note. We know that birthdays are extremely important to a child, so we work hard to make it special at school. Students are featured on the live morning announcements and may choose a birthday book. Teachers also recognize students in the classroom. Students are not allowed to bring in birthday treats for many reasons, including food allergy issues and the fact that not all students are able to bring in treats. If having a birthday party, invitations are only allowed to be sent home if there is one for everyone in the class. At this time, no visitors are allowed in the classroom or the building due to COVID restrictions. If this changes, parents will be notified. Learning is fun. We have a real focus for student learning, but we also know that learning is fun and that special activities and events make school even better. Check out all these photos from around the building and from our special events that happen every year. With COVID restrictions, we have not been able to have all of the events that we typically have, but we are very hopeful that these will be returning next year. Tecumseh Elementary PTO is terrific. Get involved. Our PTO is comprised of parents and staff from all of our elementary buildings. PTO raises money to be used to supplement our classroom in schools and organizes fun events for our schools such as skate night. PTO offers many grants to teachers each year to fund special projects in their classrooms. They also fund special programs and assemblies at each building.